Ladies and gentlemen, Behrend and sit there and get a part of the awesome job. Awesome job is going to be a lot of progress. And Penn State Behrend is going to keep it on top. Please stand for the playing of our national anthem. I'm going to take this time to honor our season class in 2026. Hailing from Dallas, California, our number one Behrend Behrend. President is Adam. He is the history. Primary degree is playing business with engineering studies and degree in product supply chain management. And his executive offers of the product manager at Penn. Let's give a big round of applause for Behrend. He's also found a while in campus secretary and is a senior captain in baseball. Ryan is looking forward to starting his career back in Italy as an international area manager. Let's give us a big round of applause. When it comes to blue guys, the teams of Philadelphia, look no further than number 7, from South Africa. Another round of applause. Eugene is urging about Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. Upon graduation, Eugene moved to Georgia and worked at Great Memorial Hospital in Goa. Let's give a big round of applause for our number 7, Eugene. Strategic thinker, Aiden out of the water, Will Aikens is the president of the Chess Club, a proud member of the Guy Casino, and Shrine Honor Scholar and a senior captain. Will is the son of Lee and John Aikens. Will's thesis in nuclear engineering has earned him serious academic praise. He's already accepted a full-time position with Behrend as a power plant engineer. Brain is strong and big time converters. Will has put a steady presence on the scene, finding things like every time he has to do. His favorite thing is taking belly dancing lessons from Southern California. Let's give it up for the nuclear powerhouse, Will Aikens. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for a big round of applause and honor our summer class 2026.
Yeah, that's fine. Appreciate it. Looks like we're ready to start here. Penn State Behrend versus Austin College. Looks like starting out to the swamp is Atticus. Next to him is Eugene, Will, Fred is in goal, Caden, Carp, and I think that's Nick on the far side. Austin wants to swim off. With Caden and Will down low playing hole D. Nice save. Fred with the save. Penn State back on offense. Ball goes up to Nick. Nick walks in, has some space. You have Will and Caden down low. You have Atticus. Atticus back to Nick. Nick walking. I'm going to talk to him. All right, turnover. Penn State back on defense. You have play Carp over pressing the ball. Nick at hole D. Go up top. Shot block. Caden pressing the ball. Over the near side. Atticus pressing. Lob into the corner for the goal. A little off speed, 1-0. Austin, 6:59 left to go in the first. All right. All right, Will back to Caden. Caden over here to Eugene. Eugene down to Atticus. Atticus and to Caden. Caden shoots and scores. Nice little passing. Caden driving. Atticus off, let him, shoots, scores. 1-1. 6:48. To go in the first. You have Will down low, Caden dropping back to help out. Hart pressing the ball, back up top. Number 20 looking to shoot. Hart comes over and presses. Nice pull in, nice tip by Will, nice defensive play. Transition, Atticus out front. He's got Carp driving down low. Atticus holds up the ball. Atticus leads Eugene. Eugene tries to get a call. No call, turnover. Austin on offense. Penn State back on defense. It looks like Will's down low. Eugene's down. Guys drive through the middle. You got Nick shot blocking. Hart pressing. Nice save by Fred. Another quick transition. Carp on a breakaway. No, shoots and scores. Nice little lob. All right. 2-1, 5:53 to go in the first. All right, looks like Atticus jumping out. Rylan in. All right, Caden pressing the ball. All right, you got Will slow down the whole D. All right, offensive foul. Turnover. Penn State back on offense. Leads Eugene. Foul. Eugene gets the ball up. Looking. All right, Eugene's still looking. Goes up the very top to Carp. Carp's looking. Carp gets fouled. Down to Will. Lots of holding, no calls. All right, Penn State back on defense. Okay, Nick got back first. You have Rylan and Caden back in whole D. Will dropping back as well. Half drop, Caden up shot blocking on the far side. You have Nick on the near side. Caden and Will down low. Shot wide. I think they're dropping the two guys on the top down, so it's almost three playing whole D. It's kind of hard to put the ball in there. So ball up to Carp. Carp up to Eugene. All right, number 12, man up play. Eugene draws the foul. I saw right. Will was. All right, Carp back to Eugene. Eugene back to Carp. Over to Nick. Nick shoots and scores. Nice man up. Pass around. Eugene, Nick, goal. 3-1 Penn State. 4:43 in the first. All right, Caden pressing number 20. We have Will and Nick down low. Rylan pressing. All right, you have Eugene's guy driving down low. Eugene, good job defense. Shot off the crossbar, out of bounds. Penn State's ball. All right, Fred gets the ball. Up here to Eugene. Eugene looking, walking in. He's got Rylan, near side. Out to Nick. Nick Gunn's ball gets tipped away. All right, Carp. Caden shoots wide. Nice feed in. All right, Carp down playing whole D. Another shot wide. All right, Penn State back on offense. 4 minutes exactly left to go in the first. All right, ball up to Nick. Got 3 people down low. You have Caden and Nick and, all right, Eugene gets the ball. Oh, Eugene shoots and scores. He's outside 6 meters. Had plenty of room. Shot. All right, 4-1 Penn State. All right, you have Dylan in, Nick out. So right now we have Rylan, Eugene, Will, Carp, Caden pressing the ball, and Dylan in the far side. Carp pressing. Carp drops back. They go down low. The near side. Shoots and scores. And number 22 drove back post. I wasn't watching the ball. All right. Eugene out. Looks like Jack in. Makes it 4-2 with 3:29. Caden over to Jack. Jack walking in. He's got Will down low. Caden, ball gets tipped away. Jack tries to feed it in. All right, turnover. All right, Dylan's trying to cut the guy off. Dylan was in front of him, so no call. All right, ball back out to Jack. Jack's swimming up. Jack has plenty of space. He has Dylan up top. Dylan walking in. Ooh. Dylan shoots high. All right, Penn State getting a good job getting beat. Transition. You have Carp down low with Jack. Up top, you have Will. Caden with it. Caden tips the ball away. Will gets the ball, goes back to Fred. Fred up to Jack. Jack over here to Rylan. You have Carp at the back post. You have Will driving through the middle. Rylan's looking. Oh, bad turnover. Guy blocked Rylan's arm, but Rylan's hustling to get back. Shaw, nice hustle by Rylan. Nice job, Rylan. No exclusion, he got in front of him. All right, now ball's in play. We have Caden down low. Jack. Number 12 goes inside, shoots and scores. All right. Makes the score 4-3, 151 in the first. It's like Atticus and Freddie in. Nick back in as well. And Owen, sorry. I'll just tell who's in whenever I start back up. So you Atticus in the near side, Jack, Nick with the ball, Freddie in the back. Ball goes back to Freddie, and you have Dylan and Owen on the far side. All right, near side here to Atticus. You got Freddie driving through. Freddie did go over top of the guy's back. Offensive foul, turnover. Transition, you have Jack and Dylan do a good job getting back. You have Freddie inside, playing hole D. You have Atticus dropping back to help out. Same thing with Nick inside. That was a terrible call. Freddie got inside position and had the ball was in front of him, but they still called it. In my opinion, that was terrible. But no harm, no foul. Goes straight to Owen. Owen turnover. All right, so Freddie out, Will in. Penn State back on offense, up 1 goal, 1 minute to go here in the first. You have Dylan with the ball. Dylan over to Jack. Jack over to Will. Will back to Jack. Jack looking. Back to Will. Will shoots it, sidearm shoots it, scores. Little skip shot. All right, makes it 5-3. 53 seconds to go in the first. All right, you have Will down playing hole D. You have Dylan dropping back. Atticus on the back post. Goes down low. Owen puts the shot clock. Push off. Atticus got pushed off. Atticus transition. Goes straight to the net. Atticus, Nick, goal. Great transition play. Nick drove, Atticus saw him the whole way. Thought Atticus should have shot it first, but then Nick's wide open back post, easy goal. 6-3. All right. I don't know why they tried that so quickly. They didn't have good position, but they tried lobbing up and tipped it over the goal. 18 seconds left here in the first. Penn State ball. Will comes out of from his exclusion. You have Dylan down low with Nick. Goes down to Owen. Owen over to Jack. All right, Jack, little lob on net. All right, first quarter looked really good. Penn State 6, Austin 3. trying to remember who all had goals there in the first. I think three of the 4 seniors scored goals, I think, there in the first. All right, let's start getting ready. 1 minute until second quarter. Looks like you have Carp doing a swim off. Next to him is Nick, Will, Freddie, Fred, not Freddie. Fred, the goalie, Ethan, Caden, Eugene, and Atticus. Swim off. Carp just gets there a second late. Austin wins it. Caden pressing the ball. Eugene foul. Atticus fouls down low. You have Will playing hold D. Caden's pressing the ball. You have Eugene down low, trying to probably feed it in him. Oh, nice save by Fred. All right, ball goes up top, pass down low. Offensive foul. All right, Caden goes back to Fred. Fred up to Carp. Carp driving in. He's got Atticus. Looking, goes near side. Caden, walk in, Caden. Keep the scores. He had tons of room. He should have shot. 7-3. 7-17 to go for halftime. Caden pressing. Near side, you have Nick pressing the ball. Down low, Carp. You have Will. Will down low. Guys driving through. Carp pressing over Nick pressing. Everyone's pressing. All right, Will gets his hand on the ball. Oh, nice job. Will draws the offensive foul, but I think he really should have got credit for his steal. Ball back to Fred. Penn State back up on offense. Over to Carp. You have Caden and Will down low. Caden sliding out. It looks like Eugene's driving through. Carp gets fouled. Looking. Ball down to Eugene. Oh, Caden back to Eugene. Eugene looking. All right, Nick does a good job drawing an exclusion. New shot clock, man up. Hold on. What the hell is going on? I don't know. All right, so ball's back in play. Carp over to Eugene. Eugene looking. Eugene across to Atticus. Atticus up to Nick. Nick back to Atticus. Atticus back to Eugene. Oh, off the post. Nice catch and shot. A little more inside, that would have been a goal. Nice passing play. Eugene not quite in. All right, so you have down low, you have Will, Caden, and probably with a nice save. So I was going to say Carp, but some play happened. So Will does a good job. The save. Back to Fred. Fred up to Carp. Carp gets fouled. Carp over to Eugene. Eugene over to Nick. Austin with the steal. All right, Penn State's a great job getting back on defense. A lot of people driving through the middle for picks. So you have Will down low with Nick. Caden pressing, ball goes over. Eugene gets called. Foul, he drops back. Again, we have Nick pressing over the near side. All right, they just dump it in the corner. Good solid defense. All right, Fred with the ball. Fred over to Eugene. Eugene's walking up, looking to see what he has. He goes over the top to Carp. Carp back to Nick. Back to Carp. Oh. All right. Yeah, he tipped it 2 meters. Yeah, number 12 needs to go. Yeah. Even between whistles, he's holding Caden. So Caden draws an exclusion, number 12, man up. Penn State power play. Carp, up to Nick. Nick over to Eugene, to Atticus. Eugene. Carp shoots and scores. Excellent play. Nice job by Carp driving back post. Eugene saw him, shoots and scores. 8-3, Penn State. 4:32 to go in second. Looks like a wholesale change. Everybody out. Let's see when everybody settles in. It looks like it might be Owen, Jack, Freddie, Rylan, Bobby, and Dylan. You got Freddie pressing. You got Rylan up top. Pressing. Freddie pressing on near here. Jack pressing. You have Owen dropping to help out Dylan. Nice job by Dylan. And Bobby gets the free ball, drops it back to Fred. Nice team defense. Bobby gets the ball. You have Freddie wide open for a second. All right. Jack gets around his guy. Tries to get inside, gets the ball over to Owen. I'm not sure. I called an offensive foul whenever Owen tried to lob it. But transition, they keep stopping in front of Owen. He got it rolled last game. Unlucky. Needs to work on staying away from him. So Penn State man down. All right, you have Bobby shot blocking. Dylan and Jack down low. Bobby cuts back in the middle. All right. Gonna shoot. Saved by Fred. Rebound, number 5 right in front, shoots and scores. Makes it 8-4. Eugene just dove into shallow end. It was a little scary. But Eugene in, Bobby out. So we have Freddie, Jack, Dylan. Adrian's in as well. I didn't see him come in. Eugene and Rylan. Eugene with the ball. You have Adrian down low. Goes over to Rylan. Rylan. I don't know who got roll number 5 got ejected. Got just off by Jack driving, and I think over to Rylan to Dylan. All right. Austin with the rebound. Penn State can't score. Man up. Good job, Freddie and Eugene back on defense. Adrian dropping back, helping Freddie, but they're coming to press the ball. All right, Dylan dropping to help out. Nice. All right, I think Rylan drew the foul with number 5, offensive foul. All right, Eugene over to Jack. Jack down to Rylan. Foul. He's got Freddie on the far side. Oh. All right, Freddie with a skip shot goes wide. Again, great job by Eugene getting back. Jack and Dylan are also back. You have Adrian up pressing the ball. Number 12 gets up, shoots and scores around the block. All right. See, so Atticus, Carp, and Nick in. We'll see who else stays out here. All right, so you have Carp, Jack, Rylan, Nick, Eugene, and Atticus now. All right, you have Nick down the hole. You have Rylan driving in. Rylan's got good inside position. That's like Rylan's up. Nice job. Rylan to Nick. Goal. The play was all Rylan driving, get the exclusion. Nick saw opportunity, drove back post. Rylan saw him. 9-5, Penn State. So we have Carp, Jack, Rylan, Nick, Eugene, and Atticus again out here, and Fred in goal. Right. Yeah. You have Rylan playing hold D. Eugene sky drives through the middle. Atticus pressing. Atticus fouls. Nice shot, nice read. Nice read by Nick with a steal. All right, transition. Penn State back on offense. You have Atticus and Jack up first, but Nick just brings up the ball. All right, you have Rylan again driving. Rylan can drive on his guy, get a lot of opportunities there. Atticus gets foul, over to Eugene. Eugene looking. Eugene back to Atticus. Number 17. Number 70 excluded. Atticus to Nick. Goal. 10-5. Austin back on. Again, Rylan down playing hold D. Carp pinching back to help out. Same with Jack. Carp shot blocking. Atticus does a good job covering the back post. I think Jack deflected it. Went in past Ethan for the goal. Jack did a good job getting his hand up. Shot blocked. Deflection. All right. Rylan, great job out there. So you have Dylan and Caden in, and Eugene out. So we have Carp, Jack, Caden, Nick, Dylan, and Atticus. Dylan gets the foul, walking in, goes down to Atticus. Atticus to Nick, shoots and scores! Double hole sets. They can't cover it. Nick near post, Caden far post. Atticus reads it, goes to Nick. 11-6. 47 seconds. Caden pressing. All right, away from the ball, Jack gets excluded. Not sure what happened. I was watching the ball. All right, Austin, man up. Everybody shot blocking. Quick pass it around. Shoots, scores. 11-7, 30 seconds left. It's like Owen in. Ball back to Nick. 29 seconds. Nick to Carp. I think they both hit heads. Double exclusion.
You're joking, right?
I think it was that completely. I think they both. I think it was all completely accidental. All right. All right. Double exclusion. You got Owen. The ball. Pressing. Over to Atticus. Over to Nick. Oh, Nick off the post. 3 seconds. All right. A lot of whistles. I have no idea what's going on. All right, at the half. Did they just both hit heads? Accidental? Yeah, I think. Yeah. I don't know. All right, so at the half, Penn State 11, Austin 7. All right, coming out for the third. Looks like Eugene's doing the swim off. Eugene, Nick, Will, Fred in goal, Caden, Jack, and Cart. Eugene got there first, but it tipped it away. All right, so Penn State starts on defense. Will playing hole. Jack drop back. Carp on the far side. Pressing. Ooh. Shot on the outside of the post. Out of bounds. Penn State ball. All right, ball goes up to Carp. Carp looking. Carp over here to Nick. Into Will. Oh. Nick, skip shot off the post. All right. Someone. Number 11 comes in. No one takes him. Nick switches over from his guy. Shoots and scores, 11-8. All right, Will back to Caden. Caden walking it up. Caden over to Nick. Nick over to Carp. Over to Jack. Jack shoots wide. All right, Penn State back on defense. It's like Carp down playing whole set, or whole D. Caden's guys driving through. You have Nick dropping back to help out. Same thing with Eugene. Off the post. Come on, guys, get there. Nice job. I think Will gets the ball. See what he's doing. Goes back to Fred. Penn State looks really slow starting this second half. I'm not sure what's kind of going on. So it's 11-8 Penn State, 6:23 in the third. From the timeout. It's like we have Eugene, Nick, Dylan. Ball goes up to Nick. Carp drives through the middle. Our ball back to Carp. Carp looking. Carp goes down to Dylan. Dylan gets fouled. Carp drives through. So does Eugene. Back out to Jack. Jack back to Dylan. Oh. Tries the lob, it's on top of the net. All right, ball back to Austin. We have Will dropping back. Jack's playing hole. Now Dylan's isolated and hole set by himself. Will on the outside pressing. Skip shot out of bounds. Very slow pace so far. Ball to Eugene. Ball skips away from Eugene. Penn State back on defense. You have Jack already back. Nick and Dylan as well. Whose guy is that? I didn't see. Eugene was up at the top, other end of the pool. I don't know if he got hurt. But yeah. So yeah, like they definitely had an extra man wide open. I was a little confused about what was going on. All right. Dodge one there. Still 11-8. Penn State. Ball Nick over to Dylan. Dylan switches up. You have Will down hole. Nick driving through. Nick is called for push-off or offensive foul, I think. Penn State back on defense. Dylan and Jack, good job getting back first. Will's also at hole D. Ball goes on the outside. Oh, nice save. Will did enough to get his hand on the ball. Fred with the save. All right, back ball up to Dylan. Dylan's got some space. Goes down to Eugene. 11's all over his back. I think Eugene expects a call, but it's not getting it. Eugene pops the ball up. Over to Jack. Jack goes up to get it. Out to Carp. Carp shoots over the net. 4:20 to go here in the third. Score still 11-8. You have Dylan down playing hole set. You have Eugene up here shot blocking, pressing. Nick down low. Carp coming up top to press. Skip shot. Nice rebound clean up by Dylan. Back to Fred. Pace is definitely much slower here than it was in the first half. All right, Eugene with the ball. Swimming up. You have Carp wide open in front. Nice save by the goalie. The goalie was pinching out, trying to cover Carp. Both for the steal. Eugene tried to shoot outside. Again, Dylan and Will down low. Nick pressing the ball. Over up top. Carp shot. Will does a good job of putting his hands up. Ball gets deflected away. Dylan back to help out as well. Transition. Jack has some space over to Carp. Carp over to Eugene. Eugene's looking. He's looking. He has Dylan back post. Oh, I said. Yeah. I think he called Nick for pushing off the bottom, but number 17 standing. That's why Nick can't go anywhere. So it's hard with a shallow pool. All right, so it looks like Carp and number 14 Rawson both ejected. I didn't see it. I was looking away from the ball. What happened? It's like Freddie's coming in. We have Dylan playing hole D. Eugene on the near side. Nick and Jack up top. And Will on the far side. 2:53 to go here in the third. Penn State still with a 3-goal lead. Eugene drops back to help out in the middle. You have Jack playing hole with Dylan. Nick does a good job pressing. Back up top. All right, Fred with his tips on the ball. 2-meter. New shot clock for Austin. Up top. You have Jack and Dylan down low. Shoots and scores. All right, looks like some changes. We have Rylan, Owen, and Caden coming in. We need one more. We need one more person. All right, there it is. All right, so you got Atticus, Rylan, Nick, Caden, Owen, and Freddie. That ball goes over here to Rylan. Rylan down to Atticus. Atticus gets fouled. Rylan trying to drive. Atticus walking in. Up to Nick. Nick down to Caden. Caden over to Owen. Oh, it shoots and scores. I was watching away from the ball. I didn't expect for Owen to shoot, but that's awesome. 12-9. Penn State needed that. All right. Caden pressing the ball. Near side Freddie on the ball pressing. All right, you have Nick down low and Atticus down low. Number 12, Rylan does a good job. Shots wide. Penn State back on offense. All right, Fred up to Owen. Owen over to Nick. Nick into Caden. Looks like I've never seen this many people bump heads. So the other guy has a bloody lip, and Caden's got a big knot on his head. So a couple subs. All right, Carp's helping Caden walk over. So you got Will in. You got Freddie with the ball. Freddie up to Owen. Owen up to Will. Will shots wide. Dude, what the hell? There's a lot. They're grabbing. Yeah, Atticus has got his arm grabbed, but put himself in a bad position. Austin shoots and scores. All right, looks like Adrian in, Freddie out. All right, Nick over to Eugene. Dude, watch your elbow, dude. All right, Eugene looking. Oh, off the post. Eugene. Owen, a nice block. All right, ball up here to Rylan. You have Adrian down low. All right, over to Eugene. Yeah, it's a lot. All right, Nick over to Will. Will back to Nick. Nick to Eugene. Eugene over to Rylan. Way over. Over to Nick. Nick to Eugene. To Adrian. Somehow Austin got excluded again. New shot clock. Over to Rylan. Transition, they need to get back. Yeah, Owen does a good job shot block. All right, after 3, Penn State 12, Austin 10. It looks like Caden is back on the bench, and the other guy from Austin looks like he's getting some stitches in his lip. Just want to make sure they were both okay. But coming out here for the 4th, it looks like we have Jack, Owen, Will, Fred in goal, Nick, Eugene, and Atticus.
Let's go, Roos! Let's go, Owen! Let's go! Let's go, Steven!
All right, I'm gonna swim off. I didn't understand that. Jack had the ball, a guy went over his back. Maybe they called ball under on Jack. Anyway, Austin gets a swim off. You have Nick down. There's a lot of head swinging in this game. All right, you have Will down low. Atticus does a good job driving, covering this guy driving. Eugene pressing from way out. Nice steal by Atticus. Nick came over to help out, but I think Atticus did that all by himself. Near side over here to Jack. 14 excluded, transition, doing something. I didn't see what happened. You have Will with the ball up top. Will over to Eugene. Eugene to Atticus. Atticus to Nick. Save, new shot clock. All right, Eugene back to Will. Will back here to Owen. Owen over to Atticus. Shoots and scores. Nice job, Owen to Atticus. All right, 13-10, 7-12 to go in the 4th. Restart. Nick up top. You have Jack pressing the ball down low. You have Owen. You have Will down in the hole. Jack dropping to help out. Ball goes in. All right. Will exclusion. Man up. All right. Atticus back inside. Everyone's hands up. Nice save by Fred. All right. Will gets the ball. Transition. 6:41 to go. You have Owen driving through the middle. Nice go back. Nice shot. Yeah. Ball's a little outside. Jack's guy stole the ball. But Jack just got back on defense. It's a smart play. Tried to put himself in a bad position. All right, you have Will down low. Atticus. Shot wide. And stay back on offense. All right, Fred looking. Up to Jack, the bottom of the screen. Jack has some space. Jack goes over to Eugene. Eugene's looking for someone open. You have Atticus swimming over. Far side, over to Owen. Austin steals the ball. Shooting scores. Jack had two people cover from behind, did the best he could without getting excluded. All right. 13-11, 5:46 to go. Dylan over to Rylan. Rylan down to Atticus. Number 17 did a good job staying inside of Dylan. So Dylan caught offensive fouling, trying to drive there. All right, switch up. Oh, I was like, he called down. Like I thought I heard a whistle, and Dylan took the ball away from behind. Maybe he was standing. I'm not sure what he called there, but all right, nice job by Dylan. Ball up to Dylan from Jack. Tries to look for Owen, a little lob, a little over his head. Goalie intercepts the ball. You have Nick back on defense. Jack going down the whole set. Dylan's guy drives through the middle. Shot over the net. Penn State back on offense. 13-11. 13-11, Penn State. 4:50 to go here in the fourth. You have Jack walking up with the ball. Jack down. How's he not holding? All right. Offense needs to do something. Quick shot outside. Yeah, need to regroup there. The offense is just bad pass after bad pass. Need to start something over. All right, recap. Penn State 13, Austin 11, 4:29 to go here in the fourth. The second half's been a little more defensive than the first half. There's a lot of energy in the room for that. Just a little slow, a little sloppy offense. One breakaway goal. All right. All right, coming out of the timeout. Looks like Fred's gonna get the ball at the middle. You have Dylan, Freddie, Owen, Will, Caden back in, and Rylan. Ball up to Freddie. I think they called inside 2 meters maybe, I'm not really sure. Caden and Will do a good job getting back playing D. All right, Freddie fouls. You have Ryland down low. Owen pressing. Caden dropping back. 17 shoots and scores. I guess they're not called All right, Caden pops the ball up. Caden over to Ryland. You have Will fighting down low. All right. How's that? I don't get what some of these calls, these non-calls are. 17 was standing on the ground. Caden gets grabbed by the head. Shot Fred with a steal. All right, 1 goal game, 3 minutes to go. Will over to Ryland. Ryland back to Will. Go back to Ryland. Go back to Ryland. He's wide open. You got Dylan down at whole set. How's that? None of these calling any of these jumping over top of his head. Let's get back on defense, guys. 3 minutes to go. All right, timeout Austin. 2:48 to go. 1 goal game, 13-12. Coming out of the timeout, we have Nick, Owen, Caden, Eugene, Freddie, and Will. Ball goes up here. Owen pressing. Owen doing a good job, keep pressing. Good job, Owen. Caden pressing. Nice shot. Nice shot by Owen and Caden pressing. Didn't get anything. A ball quick up to Eugene. You have Freddie down low. All right, you have Will driving through. Yeah, number. Oh, I don't get some of these calls. 17 dove on Will's back, but that's Will swimming under him. Austin shoots and scores. 2 minutes to go. All right, Jack in and Freddie out. Ball goes back to Caden. Caden to Nick. You have Will down low. Caden driving through. You have Eugene down to Jack. Yeah, it's a lot of like hitting to the head away from the ball. It's not cool. All right, Jack goes over top to Owen. Owen out to Will. Will to Eugene. Eugene to Jack. Eugene. Will. Eugene. Owen. Nice job. Owen got inside. All right, back to Will. Eugene. Out of bounds. 1:24 to go. It's stressful. 13-13. 1:24. Timeout. Owen, Nick, Will, Dylan, Jack, Eugene. Owen pressing the ball. Offensive foul. Turnover. Owen walking up. Owen up to Will. Will looking. You have Nick and Eugene down low. Bad pass over to Jack. Turnover. We have 56 seconds left to go. 13-13, Penn State and Austin College. All right, same guys out here. Nick, Owen, Dylan, Will, Eugene, and Jack. All right, Dylan's pressing. Over near side, Owen pressing. Good job, Owen. Over the near top, you have Eugene pushing. Down low. Nice save by Fred. 2 meters. All right. Nick's pressing the ball. Jack Jojar pressing the ball. We're looking to go out. You have Dylan and Will down low. Shoots and scores. Austin takes the 1-goal lead. "25 seconds. Austin 14, Penn State 13.
Well, you did what you asked. You scored a goal. Yes. This is the last, I don't know, the second one.
Last possession. Penn State down by 1. Atticus, Eugene, Owen, Jack, Nick, and Dylan. Fred goes up to Eugene. Eugene over to Atticus. Fed the ball into Nick. Ten seconds left. Take a timeout. That's the game. We're just gonna keep away. Come back by Austin, comes back and wins 14-13 over Penn State.
And I know,